Hey everyone, so I started cutting out all of the cutouts that were from the paper packs I showed from the Accordion hinged journal from this. And I first want to say that the 12 by 6s that I had, that I wasn't sure, what they had made out of them to make them 12 by 6. I want to say those paper packs, by the way, are beautiful. And all of these things came with them. Some washi tape, little, oh, these are so pretty. Look at them. They're stickers. They look like brads, but they're stickers. And a bunch of die cuts. Anyway, those came from the Papered Rooster. And she has live sales on Thursdays, not every Thursday, but check out the Papered Rooster. I'll try to put her link below if you're ever looking for great deals on beautiful papers that are normally really expensive. Anyway, I was I had cut out my die cuts and or my tags and things that were in the sheets. I talked about I didn't, there was like 3 or 4 sheets that I lost because it was all these cutouts. And I sat down here with the little end cuts that I had done. I made my papers 8.5 instead of 12. So I have all these 3.5 pieces, 3.5 inch pieces. And I know that I'm going to make some of them pockets and this and that. But I sat down here to, start making things. And I thought maybe we could just make some of this Christmas ephemera together. So one thing that I thought I would do, of course, all I can see is notepad. But what I did was I took my ruler and laid it against a 1/2 inch line, took my little stylus here and drew it, and then folded it up to make a hinge. And I'm going to put 2 eyelets here, but I'm not going to make it a notepad. What I thought would be a good idea is I'm going to make a little pocket here. And I think I might make it out of vellum. And I'm going to put some of these little tags in there. And I'll show you. That's not complicated. Probably doesn't even need to be shown. But I thought while I was making some of these things, we could just click on the camera and see what happens. So I'm going to grab me a little piece of vellum, and I'll be right back. I did go ahead and grab the vellum. I have a scrap pack here with a lot of vellum in it. And it looks like there's a piece that has little snowflake looking pieces in it. So that's what I'm going to use. But also I thought what would have been a great idea, probably will still do this. When I made my December dailies, I used part of the envelope for the pockets. I used the back piece. The front piece, there was still the end piece was left. That would have been good to take part of an envelope and make the pocket. You could have done it horizontal. Instead, I'm going to do it vertical, I believe, on this one. Probably make some more. But I thought when I was looking for that scrap, I probably should have just looked around on my desk a little bit. So I'm going to use this vellum, though, since I've went and got it. And just cut me a little piece to make a pocket. I don't know how deep I want to make it. I think I'll just, cut it off. Just not even think. Make a pocket. Vellum, we kind of try to steer away from because you can see the glue. Make sure this is big enough for some of these tags. Yeah, we got lots of room. And do something probably as big as that. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and put that down. Finding it hard not to ink in things on these ephemera pieces. I'm trying to remember, I didn't ink around that journal, so I'm trying to keep it kind of clean. Clean meaning I'm not doing a lot of inking or things like that. So I've went off the edge, of course. I'm going to trim that up just a bit. And then I'm going to put, while that's drying, I'm going to put some eyelets up here. And what's this is going to be, I have all the pockets in this journal. And then this first one, I thought I would slide it in just like this. And see, that's kind of hanging out the edge. So that's going to be so cool to put charms and stuff on. I like that. And it'd be fun to have, you know, a little spot here that has all these little tickets and tags that you can use on your gifts. Or just writing spots like this one. And really, if you didn't want to make it writing spots, you could cut these little ornaments out and make them into charms. That would be fun too. So I'm just going to put some different ones in here. Maybe put a couple tags. I'm going to round the bottoms of these. Punch out the hole. And try this one because that other punch isn't quite big enough to take out all the white. And this one is. This is just a cheapy Dollar Tree punch. And it's just a little bit bigger where it takes out all that white. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these little die cuts that she put in the package. And maybe put one right on the front. Okay, I can't take this white. I know I said I wasn't going to ink, but yeah, look at me. I'm already dragging out the ink tool. I've got to do it just a little bit. Look, a little bit. Pretty heavy, wasn't it? I guess we can mix a little grungy in with our stuff too, right? These are the strips that we cut off the end of our paper, our 12 by 12s. And I thought, you know, of course, I don't know why I can't throw those away, but I'm going to fussy cut out this little banner. This says, "'Tis the season." And I've just kind of cut around it a little bit. It was actually on before the banner, like this. It says, "'Tis the season." So I've cut that out. Okay, what do you think? That's cute. Okay, so that's just going to hold some things. Probably need to put some on the outside, don't we? These little flags were on some strips too. They would be cute. I've been trying to use this fella for how long? Maybe I could just make him a little box here. Instead of using these flags. I do like that. What else do we have? See, that's my problem with the double-sided stuff. I can't seem to cut one side or the other. I get all, oh, but I like that kind of thing. So maybe this is the box he's sitting on. Too much? Found this little Christmas tree on the floor. I guess I knocked it off. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. My friend made me some of these little cutout tags. I think they're so cute. So before I set him down, I'm going to stamp something on the box he's sitting on. I think I'm just going to stamp Merry Christmas. And because where I stamped, I didn't want his feet to hit that middle, so I just cut out another little piece here. And I'm going to use it as a filler. Actually, I wonder about putting a little bit of book page in there. I'm just going to use it all. He ended up a lot higher up than I intended. So now I have these open spots that's bugging me. But you know what? We can always stamp a number here. Maybe a little bit of my ledger page. Ooh, I like that. I got it on my tree. What do you think? Can you see the stamping? It's really cool. I hope you can see the stamping. It looks really good. Okay, I'm happy with this one piece that took me way too long to make. Always, these file folders are always at the secondhand store. So I've cut off the top, and I think, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to work it yet, but these little holes, I think that would make a perfect tab, because you can hang your little charm down in there somehow. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I got the metal piece out. The best way I found is to take a letter opener and just run up through there. Slice that open and you'll be able to save that piece if you want to make tabs out of it. And this metal piece on mine was stuck, so I just, again, I took my letter opener and slid it right underneath. But can you see those being a tab? I wonder if the whale tail, if that's too short, maybe if I could just get one of them in there. And then I could just use a jump ring. So now you have a little ring that hangs in there like that. What do you think? I like that. Okay. Anyway, where I was going with the file folder, because it's green and we're doing Christmas, I thought I'm going to make a Santa folder of some sort. You know, like an identification folder, how they're making, they put the squirrely, or I shouldn't say that. They put the funny looking people on them. I'm going to make this about 4.5 inches wide. And then I'm just going to cut it in the seam. I'm going to have 2 of them. I'm going to fold it like this. This is where the little edges are at the bottom so that you can make it different sizes. So I'm going to fold that under just once. Burnish this down a little bit. I'm going to glue that over. And look how crooked that is. So I'm going to straighten that up. I have one of these little desk things, and I don't know why I never use it. I guess because I'm not good at using it either. I have a lot of issues with tools. Plus, I don't like that sound it makes. Okay, so I've straightened that up. And I'm just going to make my little tab cut here at the top. Wherever I want it. No precision needed. Kind of lay it across there where my line is right where my little indent is. And then you can feel it when it reaches that, it kind of stops. I'm going to redo my fold at the bottom because I don't want that much of my little tab sticking out. Hopefully this is dried. I'm just going to put a little, I'm going to stamp a number on some tea-dyed paper that was just laying here. Oh, I got a better idea. Maybe it'll work. I had this little do not open till Christmas, and I thought, I wonder if that would fit on that tab. I think it will. So I'm going to stamp this onto this so I can cut off the pieces that I don't really want on there. Because like the little dot and the frame, I don't want. Which, yes, I could put it, you know, tape it off or whatever. But I don't need to do that because I don't need the whole thing anyway. So we'll make it, well, this just way I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's right or wrong. do something like that. What do you think? Okay, I love that. Now I'm thinking like we're gonna make it put him on the outside, like his ID plate or whatever. I don't know if I have two of these, but or be on the lookout for a reindeer and a Santa Claus. I don't know. What do you think about something that says North Pole special delivery? Or here's when Santa Claus is coming to town. Let's use some of these. Let's get a piece of our corrugated cardboard and make like some rough lines. And then I can cover this up, that bottom, and I'll just stamp Santa Claus on here. We got to have a number, right? I'm going to put approved. Maybe put a little bit of this writing on the lines. Doesn't show up very good, but that's okay. I think this needs a couple pieces of my distress tape, age tape. I have some here that I made that kind of has reds in it. So I think I'm going to use that. Kind of going to split it because it's, tape is wider than what we need. Just going to run it across my glue stick. What do you think? Is it cute? I hope so. Trim off this extra tape. I could also scuff it up a bit. Get some rough edges. Used a little bit of distress ink to where he's not quite so white. I like that one pretty good. I think before I start my other one, I'm going to go ahead and distress ink it, or sand it. Something like that on this one. I want some lines on there. I think I want, like, even though it hasn't been mailed or nothing, maybe a little post thing. I'll put that on this other one too. Probably down here on the bottom where I needed something. Okay, I did that upside down, so guess what? We're moving our little, we're moving our little fragile. Or we're putting something else there, I don't know. I have this stamp that says naughty list on it. So I'm going to make it like, maybe this is the top secret naughty list. It only stamps that part. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Stamp in red, approved. Like that. The naughty list is fragile. I think I'm going to sand this a little bit. Like, maybe it's been around a really long time and it's getting worn. Kind of nip out pieces of it. So I just rough that up best I can. I think I'm going to use a little bit of this script that nobody can read to make it look like maybe there's some names there. Well, we didn't make too much, but we've made a couple of pieces, and I'm going to keep working on it. I just don't want this tutorial to end up being an hour long, like my last one. I'm really sorry about that. That was not good. Maybe I'll put a couple pieces of these ephemera in here, wherever I end up putting them. I think that's going to look really cool. Got our little Christmas tags here. I think this, it was simple, but it's still neat. It's a neat idea of a way to use that edge on a file folder. So that would make a really cute tab. Then we have our little booklet. I think those are some neat pieces. Wasn't a lot, but still cute. Here are a couple more things that I made that I didn't show during the but I thought they were kind of neat. They were other things that we could do with these 3.5 inch by 12 inch cutouts that we made. Cut-offs that I made from my pages. But this is 2 of them, and I just made this pocket. It'll go nice on the inside like that. And they're nice, big, deep pockets. So, in the first one, I just did a little stamping, and I took my watercolor pencil and filled in those spots red just to give it another little piece of color. And then glued that on there, and it's also a pocket. Put some little red brads in, and then I had printed some words, Christmas words. I just glued those on. And this is just a little notepad. Of course, I had to make one of those with some grungy papers. And I just tucked it down and left that loose to make like a little tab or, something to hang over the edge of the page. It may not go in this one. It may go in something that doesn't have as much color where it stands out a little bit better. But I don't know. I liked it. I liked the deer being there. And it might be something that I end up putting like one of these little brads on. I think that would look neat. Maybe I'll put a staple here to hold it down, and then, something like this. Up real close. So that it can still hang over the page, but it will fold down. And then maybe put something like this on top. I think that's cute. That's a cute little notepad. And then it can just slide down in one of these pockets like so. And like I said, this is a really deep pocket, so this kind of acts as a, to keep it from sliding all the way to the bottom. So that's what I did with some of them. And how I made this pocket, I don't know. Everybody, there's lots and lots of tutorials. But I just took 2 of these. And I'll change this side where you can see better. And basically I took them and just held them however far I wanted, them to be apart. And then I brought the end up and just kind of maneuvered it around where they were basically the size I wanted them to be, like the difference in the width that I wanted them to be, like that. And then just folded this. I glued each one only on the sides, and then flip, and I'd glue the back of these 2 sides, and then I'd flip again, and so forth. So that's how I did those. And then for the little notepad, I just stapled it. Took some of my tea-dyed papers. This is calculator tape. Love it. It works perfect in things like this. And so I took some of those, did the same thing, just folded them so it made kind of a waterfall effect. And then stapled it into my little notepad. And again, I'll tuck that down. And I like it. I like this lip because, like I said, when you have a really tall holder and you don't want it to go all the way to the bottom, that kind of makes it stop. And I like that. With the piece I cut off, because this little notepad, I cut about this much off. I made this, I just took my calculator tape to see how wide I wanted it. And then I cut the strip off. And with this strip, again, this is not, I'm just going to fold, because it's already folded in half. So I'm going to cut it there. We'll just cut it. And I'll fold that in half. Like that. And I'll probably make one the black and white and one the candy cane. And then what I'm going to do is I have some of these words printed from last year that I'm going to just actually, hang on. Earlier, I made a video of some words. I printed some words and I sewed through them. I wonder if I have any that's small enough that I can just glue that on there. I like the Jack Frost, so I'm going to put that on this one. And maybe the cozy on that one. I'm going to take these words, just kind of ink around them. I managed to keep the book without all the grungy, but I couldn't do it on the ephemera, could I? So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to move it to that way a little bit. It's going to look a little off-center, but the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put an eyelet there, and that'll make it look right. The strings, oh, I like that. Okay. So then what I would do is take some more of this scrap paper that I have. And actually, I think if I fold it in half, it might be the perfect size for these little notepads. Not quite, it's still a little big. So I wonder if I'd have done it in thirds. That would be good. Okay, so I'll fold this one piece into kind of thirds. Like that. And tear it. And then kind of tear along where I folded. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is a little notepad, so nothing perfect about it. So I think I'll just do the same thing, kind of build a little waterfall. I'm gonna have to ink the edges. And then I'll have to tear off that little piece. But it makes a really cute little charm, or, you know, little notepad, or you could hang it on a keychain. I think that's kind of cool. I know nothing new about this either. It's just how I'm working stuff up. Then you have a really cute little notepad. I love it. So I'm just going to tear this little end off so that it's not sticking out. I'm going to do the same on this one. I might make this eyelet a smaller one just to have something a little bit different. You could staple that. Just put a staple in there, but I'm going to use an eyelet. I like that look. I think I even have some ball pins that are colored. If I find those, I think that would look neat. These would just look neat hanging down from anything. I just love this. So we made several things here today, and I hope that they've inspired you with your Christmas ephemera. Again, nothing really new or different, but just maybe put your own twist on it, and you'll make lots. These are going to look really good, I think, in our accordion journal. They're nothing, like I said, nothing different or fancy, but they're fun. And it was a good way to use up some of the, the cut aparts and the end pieces that we had left over from the journal. I hope you liked this. Thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you next time. Bye.